Heyo, what's going on everyone? Nathan here. So the iPad has become my go-to device for everything school related, and that's because of its versatility, portability, and its ability to access most of the educational resources I could ever need. With the right applications, an iPad can be a powerful tool for students to organize their schedules, take notes, study, and so much more. So in this video, I'm gonna go over my 10 favorite applications for the iPad that have really helped me ace school, and I have used each of them semester after semester. They all have their own purpose, and they each just help me with my life in college, whether that's studying, taking notes, or just organizing my schedule. And with these applications, the iPad can really be like a student's best friend. Whether you're an undergrad or a graduate like I am, I think that these applications will help anyone who has an iPad. So I think the best place to start is with the first application, and that's going to be some sort of more professional note-taking app. So there are two main note-taking applications that I highly recommend to any student out there. They both have their pros and cons and are slightly different from each other, but essentially do the same thing, and that is either GoodNotes 5 or Notability. And so for the past 2 semesters, I've been using GoodNotes 5, not because I like it any more than Notability. Again, they both have their ups and downs, but just switching semester to semester, like trying it out, I'm starting to forget which classes were with, which application. And so just for that reason, this is my last semester. I'm sticking with GoodNotes 5 just because I used it last semester, and I'm kind of just tired of flip-flopping between the two. So both these applications are going to cost you a little bit of money, as GoodNotes 5 is a one-time purchase, while Notability is like a yearly subscription model. But the benefits that you get out of these applications versus, let's say, like the Apple stock notes app, it's night and day. Just like the level of organization specifically for GoodNotes 5, I'm going to go into here. It's almost like a laptop in a sense. So the organizational system, you have folders, and you can just put folders in folders and folders, and you just organize everything down to a T. So as you can see here, these are like my main 5 folders, and they kind of broke it down into each semester. So it's going to Masters Part 2, which is my current one, and then you can see all the classes that I have. And then going further into one, you can see all the documents I have, and you can just keep going down the list. And then some of my favorite actual note-taking features with GoodNotes 5 is that there's different types of pens, there's an infinite amount of color, and as you can see from my notes right here, I write in so many different colors. It just helps make things stand out, make little notes or important things stand out from just regular pencil or the black color. And then there's highlighter tools. There's a clean eraser, so you don't have to worry about those little eraser chips as you're erasing, and then you have that little faint imprint of what you just erased. It keeps your pages super neat and clean, and also you don't have to carry around notebooks with you anymore. All of your notes are in this little tablet, and it's just perfect, and I love note-taking on this device. Overall, Notability or GoodNotes 5, you'll be able to really achieve anything that you want to study, do homework with, or whatever for school and for those reasons. And so that's just the main app that you need for school. So the second type of application I recommend every student to pick up is whatever their university or college uses for grading and handing out assignments, accepting assignments, stuff like that. So I know that there's Canvas and Brightspace, but Syracuse University uses Blackboard. So I have the Blackboard application, and it's just like an all-in-one hub, and it's just so nice to have everything that you could need right here on your iPad with you at all times. And then it allows you to not have to also carry around your laptop with you, as you can get any assignment or submit any assignment right from the iPad itself. So to just quickly show you how useful having the application on your iPad is, here's Blackboard opened up, and I can go to my courses, and then here's all of the courses that I'm currently taking. I can click on whichever one I want, and I can go to course content where there's probably the syllabus, there's different announcements that I could need to know, and then right here is all of the different lectures for this one specific class. All you have to do is click on the lecture, go to it one more time, and then you can actually click on the ellipses at the top right, and then you can export it to either Notability or GoodNotes 5, and it goes right from there, and then you can start taking notes on it in one of the note-taking apps. And so just these two together is such a great combination. And again, you don't have to carry around so many papers with you, as everything is right here on your iPad. You can write on anything through this system. So whatever software that your school or college uses, download the app version onto your iPad. You're gonna love this kind of workflow system of these two apps. So the third type of application you're going to want to get is some kind of document scanning app, and you're going to be surprised with how many professors still actually do like online submissions, even though like we aren't fully remote anymore. A lot of professors do like that system where you can actually like write down like a quiz or whatever, or some kind of assignment in class. You scan it, upload it to whatever software they use, and then they can grade it from there. It's super easy, and like it's just not carrying around papers anymore. So a lot of professors still use that system, and the app that I use to scan is actually Adobe Scan. This is an easy to use scanning application, and it works very well with any surface that your paper is sitting on, but if it does get it wrong, then you can actually adjust the borders of the actual scan document itself later on if you need to do that, which has come in very handy for me personally. Once you get a document within the frame of the camera, it will auto align this yellow box around the edges, and then it'll even do a self-capture once you hold the camera steady enough. It retains the visibility of the writing on the page very well, and then you can then save this as a PDF, and you can even do this cleanup feature where you can remove staples or any like blemishes on the pages to make it more like a very clean looking PDF. And I think this feature is super cool because a lot of times like you'll get packets and it just removes the staple right from it. So all these features together make this a very great, easy to use application, and that's why I like Adobe Scan. So this actually segues perfectly into the fourth application I use all the time, and when you're done scanning your document, you're gonna need to export it somewhere. So I recommend the stock Apple's Files app. So I know that this is a very simple application. I'm sure that there's other Files apps out there, but I just like the stock one. It works very well with the iPad. So if you can see here, I wanna open this up. On the left-hand side, you go to On My iPad, which is everything downloaded to the actual like storage of the iPad. But on my iPad, you can see here, I have different applications and files for them, but I also have different folders for semesters of the school. So if you go to here, click on one of them, again, very similar to like my note-taking organizational system. I then have classes here, and it just has all different kinds of assignments and homeworks that I've needed throughout the time. So usually in my note-taking application, when I'm done making a homework or completing a homework in there, I then export it as a PDF to the Files app. And then I go to my Blackboard application, go to the assignment there, and then I can attach a file directly from the Files app. And it's just such a nice and easy workflow. Everything works together so well. So again, just another app to really help you like get assignments done. So the Files app, I highly recommend you use as well. So the next application I really recommend you getting is called PDF Expert. So this is a free PDF like manipulating app where you can import any sort of PDF into this application, and then you can actually like make adjustments to it, which is a really cool thing. PDF Expert supports continuous scrolling, and you can pinch and zoom the documents to get the right size that you want to work with. You can rotate the pages with gestures, and you're also able to draw on PDFs, so this is great for signing documents. You can annotate and add notes to the PDFs and then export the PDF as well as the notes that you made in a summarized form for others to read. You can combine multiple PDFs, which is mainly what I use this for. As me being an engineer, I have to use like a lot of code and do handwriting homework. So usually what I do is I do the handwriting part on the iPad itself, and then I export the files as a PDF, and then I go into the computer, do my coding thing, and then I export that as a PDF to the computer, email that to my iPad, and then I use PDF Expert to combine the two, and then I go to Blackboard and submit it. So you can kind of see how all these applications really go hand in hand together. So I think that this PDF Expert application is very handy. So the next application I recommend you getting is Microsoft 365, and this is actually a rebrand of Microsoft Office. It's now this blue and purple logo right here, and essentially what this is Google Drive's version, but for Microsoft. So when you open it up, you can then have all of your documents from Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all in one like main hub area. So if you go to the bottom right here, you can actually create any sort of document from their main applications, either Word, PowerPoint, or Excel. As you can see, you can make a document, a spreadsheet, or a presentation right there, all in one hub, and it just keeps everything super organized for you. And then even more so, I also just recommend downloading the original apps for these as well. So right here, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and whatever else you need from there. But if you're more a fan of Google, then I would say this stuff very easily translates over to Google Workspace, where if you want to get their Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides, you can do that. It'll do the same thing for you, but I'm more of a fan of Microsoft's application, so having this 365 application just keeps everything right where I want it. Super neat and organized, and I like having this app for everything school related. So the 7th application I highly recommend you picking up, and it's probably more beneficial to me as being an engineering student, but I can see this being helpful for so many majors out there, but it's called Taculator. Not calculator, it's Taculator. So when I open it, it essentially is a virtual graphing calculator. So there is like a paid version for this if you want to, but I never do. I always press, there's like this little faint X at the top right. Press that, and then you have a full functioning graphing calculator right here on your iPad. Every once in a while, after you do a couple calculations, I'm pretty sure you get an ad, but it's so worth it because graphing calculators are very expensive. They're upwards of like $80 or more. And sometimes when you get into college and these big lecture rooms, you're gonna have this little like flip out desk. And it's so tiny, and it's just so annoying to have your iPad there, maybe something else, and then also a calculator. It becomes like this balancing act. And so what I really like to do actually is come over here, open up the calculator app, and then you press on the 3 little buttons at the top of it, and then you can have it as like a little separate window on top of like a note-taking app. So I could be doing homework on GoodNotes 5, and then I need to like make a calculation. I can have Taculator right there for me, do the quick calculation, get what I need to, and move on. This graphing calculator, it does it all. Graph whatever you need to, whatever you want. So especially STEM majors out there, pick this application up, you won't regret it. So the 8th application has got to be an email app. And I know it might seem like that's very obvious, but when you get to college, if you're not already in here, then they always say it. They've always been saying it ever since the start. You always want to check your email at least twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And it's so true because that's how all professors communicate with you. That's how you get updates on campus. And it's just a great way to help you keep organized. So having a good email app on your iPad really does help with, exactly staying organized and just keeping informed on yourself. So the one that I use is actually Outlook by Microsoft. And for 2 reasons. One is because my school, Syracuse, actually utilizes Microsoft the most for all their different things. That's one reason. But the second reason is that it does a very, very good job at filtering out spam email into the other section right here. So if I go to the top left, press other, this is all spam email. And it does a very good job at putting spam that I never care about there. And then the focused area are the ones that I do want. And so what's really good about this app as well is that on iPads and iOS, you get that little red circle at the top right of your icon when you have a notification. And Apple's Mail app will give you everything. So there's thousands of notifications, and that kind of bothers me. I'm a little OCD about organization and just things like that. So what's great about Outlook is that it only gives you notifications for the focus group, and then the other group, which I might get 50 to 100 spam email a day, it doesn't show me those notifications, and I love that. And it just helps me feel a little more relaxed that I'm not have all these emails to open up and read. So those are the 2 reasons why I use Outlook. But if you have another one that you like, then definitely just get that one and use it. But you need a very solid email app to kind of get in the flow of, especially when you get into college. So the 9th type of application I recommend is some sort of reminders app. So I use Apple's stock reminders app, and I know that there's probably others out there that do a lot more than theirs. But what I like about it is that it's so seamless with all my other Apple devices. It's almost like Woof in a way, because once when a reminder goes off, I get it on my watch, my phone, my iPad, and my MacBook, and I just get it everywhere. And I like how neat, organized, and I've just been so deep into it ever since college, so I've just stuck with it. But I essentially break it up into 2 different categories. I break it up into homework, where I can easily just add dates to different things and different times where I need these homeworks to be done. And I actually like to set the time a day before so I can do the homework and then have it submitted. I like to have it done before the day, or at least get going on it before the actual due date. That's just how I work. And then I also have just this regular reminders one, and this is just more so my day-to-day kind of tasks that I want to do, and I like updating this pretty much every single day. And whenever I finish something, I then get rid of it, and that's kind of how I organize this. And what's great about this too is that you can then make widgets on your iPad. So right here, I made widgets of the reminders app. I have one for the homework and one for the reminders, so they're just right there. Every time I open up my iPad, I can see what I have due and what I need to get done from day to day. So that is also why I use the stock reminders app. but you need one so you don't miss homework assignments. You gotta get organized when you get into college. So then the 10th application I recommend is some kind of calendar app. And on the same note of the reminders app, when you get into college, you're by yourself. You have to be a lot more responsible. You have to be more time mindful and manage your time better. So really start to learn to love your calendar app, as it can just help you organize your day-to-day life. And I love mine. So I use the stock Apple Calendar app. And again, I know Google Calendar is like widely known to be like the best one, but very similar to why I use Apple Reminders. Again, the Apple one links up to all of my products super easy. It does what I need it to do. It tells me when I have events to go to and what I have during the day, different meetings I have to go to. And I just like how I can also make a widget where right here on this main page of mine, I made a calendar widget. And as it goes throughout the day, I can see what I have coming up, what I have coming up in the next few days as well. And it's just a great way for me to easily organize my life, organize it by like YouTube dates I want to meet. I have it organized by different classes, by my RA responsibilities that I have. And then I also have like exams, which I make bright red, so I don't like overlook those. So that's the 10th app. Again, in college, you got to be a lot more mindful and just, take control of everything, and just organizing your life with a calendar app will really help relieve some stress later on down the line. So I know that in this video, I was very broad with the apps that I showed you, and I gave you kind of alternatives to each of them, but essentially you need these types of applications. You don't need these specific ones. I gave you the reasons why I use them personally, but again, if you have other like third-party ones that you like better, go for that. But these types of apps will really help you in college, help organize your life, help you study, and just get better grades, honestly. And it's amazing how this little thin, lightweight device can really be an all-in-one like school device, really help you ace school. So those are the apps that I've been using semester after semester that have really helped me get throughout college, and I know that they'll also help you. So that's gonna be the video. If you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe. And as always, have a great day, everyone, and cheers.